Re:Zero Kata Hajimeru Isekai Seikatsu Season 2 is licensed and produced by Crunchyroll, Studio, White Fox, Networks, TV Tokyo, TVO, TVA, and ATX. Based on the works by Tape Nagatsuki. Please support the official release. Hello to YouTube, Jack here with more Re:Zero Season 2 Episode 12, which means this is the second to last episode before the mid-season break, and I'm dreading this fact, because we've got nothing. We've only got more questions, which I guess is something technically, but not the thing I was hoping for. But goddamn. Yeah, last episode was a doozy, because instead of hoping that we have a talk with Beatrice and we're gonna get some, if not all, the answers. Oh no, silly past check, thought he would get answers. No, we got a buttload more questions. So Beatrice wants to get out of her contract, basically by dying, which is just the easiest way to get out, I suppose. We had the little village girl actually being a spy assassin thingy working with Elsa in, like, I don't know, assassin guild thingy? I have no idea what they're doing even, honestly. But yeah, assassins is probably the best word to use. So yeah, little evil girl works for them because we don't have enough problems already. Roswell, a firm believer in the whole gospel thingy, and does sort of, I guess, like, I haven't been corrected on this yet, but then again, I only uploaded the episode like 2 days ago, so not much chance for me to get corrected. But Roswell doesn't per se know that Subaru is returning by death, but rather just summarizes somehow that he can make do-overs because of the divergence from the gospel that, like, is never wrong or something. Yeah, we have a buttload of questions, don't we? And the White Rabbit showed up again. Because, you know, we needed a reminder of that. Oh, the Great Rabbit, actually, is it? Yeah, it's called the Great Rabbit. Yeah, so also to reiterate my predictions, either this or next episode, definitely before the break, I'm still banking on the fact that we're gonna have an evil Echidna reveal, sort of like showing her true colors, whatever have you, moment, because, I don't know, things have been too nice. I don't dare say actually they have been too nice, because things have been quite awful on literally every front we've been at, but with Echidna was just peaceful, nice, great, always, like, just someone for us to lean on, and I feel like the show wants to take this away. Plus, you know, you still have this whole Witch of Sin aspect thingy, evil magic user, all that. Like, I said it before in the previous episode that even if the show does like an evil Echidna thing, I'm gonna stick with her because, like, of everything, all the good stuff she's already done for us, like, Subaru would be pretty much broken at this point if it wasn't for her. But yeah, also I have literally no guesses as to what's gonna happen these next 2 episodes other than evil Echidna at some moment, which also means that we'd have to meet her again, so that's curious to see how he's gonna accomplish that. We could do it by trial, but, like, I don't think we're gonna have, like, the whole trial already, do we? Maybe? Yeah, but other than that, no idea, because we just died again, so... We also have Insane Emilia. That was fun. So much going on! Just get the episode. I'm gonna be stuck here for hours. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, we hadn't had one of these in a while. Also, I guess no opening again. Got your eye back too, ain't that nice? Well, I guess for what it's worth, you did get a kiss out of it, eh? Yeah, the whole, like, going away aspect, going to the mansion, leaving it all to Emilia, this doesn't really work out now, does it? I love the resolve. Like, I seriously dig it. After all the shit he's been through. Yeah. his, dream, desire, whatever. That line too, of course. To agonize over me. Oh, my pride or anything else. Okay. So we're doing the second trial after all now? Because I've been like on that path for that's new. Dealing with the aftermath that we never got to see. The time he rather selfishly died, eh? That's an interesting question whether we actually continue, whether those worlds actually continue or not. So is that like what the second trial is going to be about? Because again, I was wrong so many times about starting the second trial, so I'm kind of careful now. The unthinkable present. So that was after the like Battle Geese takeover. No, he's such a great guy, isn't he? The unthinkable present. Ooh, was that one jumped off? Well, thanks for the censorship, I guess. This is such an interesting insight, if like generally tragic. Oh, hi there. That's new. Yeah, that's one of the things I've been wondering about the most. Does the world end in every iteration where Emilia dies? Plus, this is like the first time we've seen him this season, isn't it? Okay, so he is stopping Puck. All the way back to the first one, eh? So that's the excuse. Oh, hey, even like the Apple dude. Dying in his sleep. God, I'm loving this. Like, this is horrible, but I'm loving it so much. So what now? I don't know, like, he didn't show her, so that's probably... Okay. Yeah, nobody's gonna take that the wrong way. But we also know she can't really be here. Yeah, but again, the times you willingly died are fairly sparse, few and far between. Also great that we get to reuse this OSD. It's such a good OSD though. But that's just a thing he can't do now, can he? The real versus the fake, eh? As in now, stand up. That's some love for Rem. That you know her so well, isn't it? Not love in the same way as, like, Emilia, but still. But a love is for all the people who think that he's just brushing her aside and all that. to expect. Oh. It's a witchy from the opening. Okay. Nice to meet you, yeah. You wanted to see me that way. Chan. Well, we've been about all this, but, you can't be casual with witches. Well, that's the golden question now, isn't it? You've said that many times before. Yeah, but it's the present instead of the past. Well, yeah, who's to say? Yeah, like you barely clutched by and survived so many times, so honestly, expecting better might be a bit much. Well, sounds quite like a literal Faustian bargain, doesn't it? Well, that sounds all kinds of amazing. I can't read her at all. It's so. Like, other than my just general suspicion is. Like, you're way too eager. Are you sure you really want to go through a practical explanation like this? Ah, Minerva. So they can be around at the same time too, eh? How is she even here? Yeah. That's why. For no reason. I take it. Fair enough, honestly. Well, it's only natural there'd be some downsides, isn't there? The unknown, eh? But don't assume that she just told you everything. Like, they're straight up ratting her out. Oh, it's all coming down and I'm loving this so much. And there's the last one. That'd be Slav then, right? Oh. They're just straight up all coming out now. Also, her dress is like transparent, so that's a thing I haven't noticed. She did say like partaking in the like return by death, so that's the one thing I'm sort of hung up about. Yeah, but whom to sacrifice? Oh, that with that music just playing the background, that's just too good. So just do it over and over again as many times as need be, eh? This is just so great. Yeah, not like she'd care, is it? It's all just about that knowledge. is like full on power trip. Sure sounds like a deal too good to be true, though. Minus the whole dying over and over part. That was just awesome. Not a very healthy relationship, though. Way beyond the pale. When you could get angry. Oh shit. You really want an angry witch? Oh, that music. Doesn't bode well. If even any. I'm loving all of this so much. Well, that's curious, actually. Well, probably not at all. Yes! Not good. Not good at all. Are we really gonna, like, just... Are we gonna add Sutton on top of all of that? Yes! I mean, why wouldn't she be able to just show up here? Oh, the colors! That was awesome! That was so everything I'd hoped for and so much more. I want to say called it, but at the same time, like, you surpassed my expectations and I'm happy about it. This was awesome. I want to just look at something real quick. Like, Ekita seems fairly mad when Satara just showed up. But I want to see the table she put down for the tea party real quick. God damn it, where was that scene? Up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So okay, no, she put down 7 chairs for all of them plus Subaru. So I was just curious if whether or not she expected Satara to show up, but guess she didn't. I just Satara showed up. Like, I was really wondering how he would possibly end this episode, like just on a sort of cliffhanger that where he rejected Ekita, but no, you're gonna pull a second Satara on us, and I'm loving it so much. Ah! Fangirl squealing. God, this is awesome. Like I said before, I expected ulterior motives from Echidna and all that, like, you know, evil magic user. So basically her, how should I say, waifu persona is somewhat of a facade, I guess, to Lolly and Subaru. But at the same time, like, is she friends with the other witches? That's kind of what I'm wondering, because, like, they all seem rather carefree with her too. Like, they don't seem to hate her, is what I'm saying. Which doesn't necessarily make them friends or anything, but, like, Camilla, was it the Witcher Lost? Anyway, the Witcher Lost basically called her Echidna-chan. So, Typhoon straight up has, like, those childish nicknames for everyone. And even Minerva just seemed to sort of interrupt the whole contract bit rather than, you know, sort of start a fight with Echidna or anything. She seemed more on, like, putting the facts down and all that. So yeah, basically Echidna is proposing a contract, or proposed, since we rejected already, where they basically use each other. Subaru would get to use Echidna and her knowledge and all that to go for the best possible outcome in any situation, while Echidna would get to use him and his return by death thingy to get all the knowledge, just all the knowledge. Like, you basically have infinite time at your hands with this return by death thing, so all the knowledge. But obviously Subaru isn't about to have that. Way too shallow. And I do stand by what I said before. Like, whether or not it was a facade, whether or not it was all just a ploy to, like, lull Subaru into false sense of security, she frickin' saved his ass, okay? Like, without her, he'd be broken 2 times over already. Like, one after he got eaten, I guess, since he had a bit of a breakdown that time. And now during the trial, which now we know, I guess, are past, present, and future, if I were to guess, but get to that later. She saved him sort of again by bringing in the Witcher Lost to soothe him a little bit, or at least, like, sort of get him out of this haze thingy. This is so awesome, though. I'm loving all of this. Like, I have no idea where we're gonna go from here. It's nice to have a bit of a chat with Satara, though. Like, that'd be a first. Instead of just the whole yandere style, I love you, I love you, I love you, love me. And that's just the thing. Didn't she kill the witches? Because I'm getting more and more suspicious about that, honestly, as the story progresses. like, other than Typhoon, they seemed a bit irked by Satella showing up, and you even had like the clouds rolling in and the sanctuary and all that. Typhoon just seems completely carefree, which is even stranger because like she's the one judging sinners, isn't she? She just straight up doesn't care about her own murderer. What? Plus, like, your lot are the witches of sin in the first place. But yeah, it's... I don't know, like, for someone who supposedly murdered a lot of them, they don't really seem to care all that much. Like, mild irritation is not the response I expect when you're getting face to face with your murderer at all, you know? Especially if someone did it for entirely selfish reasons. Like, not any grand heroic feat and all that. Speaking of heroic feat, I'm glad to know that, like, Reinhardt is the one stopping Puck, basically. Like, that was the impression I got there, that he killed him. Also, Reinhardt is overpowered as all hell if he can just straight up kill Puck like that. But the fact that there's a previous season sort of left it at the idea that whenever Emilia dies, the world will be destroyed because that's Puck's contract with her. It sort of left a bit of a sour impression with me, you know? Plus, there's like these ReZero If stories that I've heard about. I haven't really looked into them, but I know one of them is like when Subaru and Ram actually ran away all the way back in episode 18, when they had, you know, this heartfelt talk. When they actually did run away, and there's like the whole story of like having kids and all that, so I don't know how the story ends, but I know it's there. Don't know anything about it in particular. But it always sort of irked me, like, if Subaru abandoned everything, then Emilia would die. That seems to be the gist of it. Like, the first time when he arrived way too late, the witch cult had already killed her, and like, you had the snow when he carried Ram in, you know, episode 15 at the end. And we just saw Puck and all that. Like, Emilia, they were definitely gonna kill her in an attempt to revive Satella or like have her be possessed or something along those lines, whatever the plan was, but Emilia's gonna die in the process. Which means that if Subaru doesn't do anything, Emilia's gonna die, Puck would be like the whole freeze the world over, so how would that be resolved? Now I know. Good to know. The trials. So 3 trials, I take it. We had the past, dealing with his past, like confronting it, dealing with his present now, or rather the alternate presence. This kinda makes me wonder what a trial would be for someone else. Like, are you dealing with the present of other people then? Sort of like, you know, the spirit of Christmas presents, or, well, I guess technically all the spirits of A Christmas Carol, since that's kind of the gist I'm getting here. But anyway, getting to see the life of the people you have influenced in the present. Like, for normal people who didn't live through multiple timelines, it would just be the one present. And showing how people are worse off because you've been around and you sort of have to accept that or something along those lines. A future? No idea. Again, I'm kind of going with A Christmas Carol here now. What else? I'm glad we finally got to see all the witches, and of course, like, Slothvand and Lost are pretty much swapped from what you would expect looking at their character design, aren't they? So that was almost as expected. Like, it's kind of a theme with the witches, isn't it? Other than, like, Echidna kind of really fits the image of a witch. But the other ones, you have Minerva, the Witch of Wrath, who just seems like... Like, I get her whole thing about how she's constantly angry at everything and all that. But she's all, like, fixing things by punching them. Then you have Typhoon. What was she? The Witch of Pride? Must be, right? Process of elimination, yeah. Who's basically just a lolly who rips people apart with their sins. And of course, then we've got Daphne, who's also a lolly, but sort of like just chained down because she's just gonna eat you if she isn't. Also, I got one bit like that was apparently cut from the novels. Although I don't know if it was cut or just delayed. Like, it could be that we're gonna see it later at some point, but I don't think so. Apparently, like, her mask slipped and Subaru got a glimpse at her eyes, which, like, again, explicitly said not to. And he wound up eating his whole arm before he even noticed. Which, then Minerva had to come out again and fix him. So they cut that. I understand it. Like we're already skipping all the openings and endings, so I get that they have to cut content. Okay, I don't mind, but damn. But oh my god, there's so much going on. Like true colors revealed indeed, and I'm loving it so much. I'm still on her side, to be honest. I've said it, and I will stick with that reasoning. We would be dead 3 times over if it wasn't for her. Whether it was all just a ruse or whatever. And then Sentinel shows up, like just makes the whole thing even better. It's so great. I don't even know anymore what to expect now. We've got one more episode before the mid-season break. Oh, don't leave me on a cliffhanger, please. Also, I guess sort of Echidna promised him to get angry, which is also not a good thing. My takeaway is basically that she's like a psychopath who lacks any form of empathy. Although I will say, I was expecting worse in regards to Beatrice. Like, with that person. My initial... Whoops. Screensaver just kicked in. My initial assumption was that, like, when we heard the whole evil Echidna thing going on, that she was gonna reveal that there is no that person. It was all just a ruse to bind Beatrice into a never-ending contract. But this is kind of nice, actually. Like, I mean, not nice. Beatrice has been stuck there for 400 years, which is not at all nice, but it's just that she has to, like, pick the person herself, rather than being a predetermined thing, which apparently her whole life has been revolving around everything being predetermined and according to Echidna's plan. So for that person to be someone she doesn't know just doesn't compute for Beatrice. Oh my god, everything in this episode was so freaking awesome. It's honestly hard to rank these episodes by now. Like the parent episode, the talking with Echidna episode, and this one, sort of like some of the best. It's all so great. And we're still basically stuck in Arc 4. I knew from the beginning that this was all gonna be Arc 4, but it's just so... It's a new take. Like by episode 12, we were done with the mansion in season 1, weren't we? Like the whole Ram and Mobbeast thing. Yeah, episode 15 was when the witch cult attacked and all that, so process of elimination. 14 around must have been royal election stuff. No, 13, 14. Yeah, somewhere around that much, but we were pretty far along at that point compared to now, so I've been talking for like 10 minutes already. There's so much to talk about with this episode of this season in general. It's also freaking awesome and I love this. I get why some people are annoyed with hype animes like this when you're not particular like a fan of it because you're just not personally into it, and everybody just talks about how great it is. But come on, give me this. Let me have this. That's it. That's all for now. I just continue rambling for another 20 minutes if left alone. So until next time, see you then. Bye.